Hi, it's time for good energy, and I'm Dr. Julie. And today we are on day 29. I am going to be going through and categorizing the videos based on their sense and maybe putting them together in my YouTube channel based on playlists, things that you could do all together. So if you're looking for a half hour of, sensory information in one way, here's a playlist that you can look at. Check out my YouTube channel, Endeavor Health and Chiropractic, and there you will find these videos plus a couple of others. And so today we are digging into taste, umami. And umami is a very interesting flavor. Before we go digging into it, though, I want to make sure you've got something like umami. Umami is soy sauce. For those of us who are gluten-free, tamari is the option that we use. So that is your prop for today. Let's go ahead and do our breathing. Take a deep breath in and release. Take a deep breath in, start at the lowest part of your lungs, get that air all the way down there and get it all the way up to the top. Deep breath in. And release. Now think about your gunk, your stressors. Take a deep breath in. And release. Today has been a busy day for me, emotionally and doing work-wise. So I'm feeling a little bit in my head, feeling a little bit in my abs. And today we are going to talk about taste, or umami. When I was growing up, there were only 4 tastes: salt, sweet, bitter, sour. Those were the 4 that we believed that the tongue had. That was the basics. It wasn't until I started teaching or actually going to school for graduate school for psychology and working in cognitive psychology that the information about umami started to come out. And umami is basically savory. You can get it through soy sauce. You can get it through soaked mushrooms. It also shows up in the flavor for a steak. So a lot of people will use a portobello mushroom in lieu of a burger. They'll do a portobello burger. And that's because portobello mushrooms have a tendency to have a lot of good umami. They have a lot of good savoriness. Now, the reason why we talk about umami is that salt, sweet, bitter, and umami are the 5 senses that we can detect on our tongue. They're the 5 flavors we can detect on our tongue. Umami is a little bit different. It also includes sort of an astringent and bitter combination, plus this sort of fatty, savory, salty, that is hard to describe. But as I said, mushrooms, good steak, and of course soy sauce. So today I wanted to explore that flavor a little bit. I've poured a little soy sauce into my pinch bowl here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of it on my tongue, and we're going to see what it's like. Soy sauce has we rarely eat it by itself. We can dip our sushi in it, and we can pour it on our various stir fries, but we rarely sit with it in our mouth. And when I know chemically that soy sauce has a slight astringent bitterness to it. And in fact, that bitterness is called succinate, succinic acid. And succinate is a chemical that is sort of bitter, savory, astringent. And if you take a little sip of soy sauce, you can actually, or tamari, this is tamari, you can actually detect that. The astringentness hits you in the back of your tongue. The salty clearly hits you in the sides, but that astringent of part of that umami catches you in the back of your tongue. And interestingly enough, tomorrow's blog for the healing equation is on bitterness. And the interesting thing about succinate or succinic acid is that it has more receptors for it in your gut than it does in your mouth. I will let you read the blog later, but there's really cool stuff about umami and about the bitter, astringent, savory component. We rarely sit and spend time with that energy. So if you're looking for just a fun game, something to pull out with the kids, would be to pull out various flavors, pull out the 5 flavors and ask them where on their tongue they feel these things. And umami, because it is a combination of flavors, is going to appear in multiple places on the tongue. I have salt and sweet appear multiple places on the tongue, but umami has a slightly different thing too. So you could pull out some salt, you could pull out some sugar. For bitter, you can pull out, I actually have listed a bunch of bitter things, but bitter things might be just some spinach or a little bit of raw broccoli. Really good bitter component there. And then sour, obviously, your citrus components, your lemon. And you can just play with those on your tongue and figure out where you're sensing them. Again, just an activity of taking you out of your head and back into your body just by working on taste. But today was about umami because umami is one that we don't usually hear about. And it's different, it's cool, it does different things with your tongue, and we usually don't take a sip of soy sauce on its own. So, if you're looking for something fun to do, check your soy sauce or your tamari out. All right, so let's get back, take a deep breath in, and release. I don't know if it was the extra salt content or the soy sauce, but I feel much better today. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.